Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel The Commerce Coach. So today we are going to start our next lecture on NPO, not for profit organizations. In the last, or I can say in the previous session, we have seen that what is NPO and what are some of the statements that is prepared under the chapter of NPO, or I can say, or I must say, that what are the financial statements of a not for profit organization. We have also seen basically the structure of receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account, and balance sheet. So with today's lecture, we will be starting treatment of special item. So what are special items? So as we have seen already that as we have seen already that in receipt and payment account, in income and expenditure account, and in balance sheet, there are some of the items that are being recorded in respective statements. So when we talk about the items in the income and expenditure account, as I have told you earlier as well, there was a term name and subscriptions. So in today's lecture we will definitely start with first special item, that is subscriptions. And in income and expenditure account we have seen an item named subscription. So how do we get such amount which is to be recorded into income and expenditure account? So basically, when I talk about receipt and payment account, so in receipt and payment account, basically we record, or we can say it works upon cash basis. So whatever is received, you have to just record it. It is so simple. But when we talk about income and expenditure account, it is something which is working upon accrual basis of accounting, and each an item has a specific kind of calculation behind its final figure. So behind the final figure of subscriptions, what is the calculation, or I can say how to calculate the amount that to be shown in income and expenditure account as subscriptions. So in this video we will see, and we will also do some of the practical questions to learn that how do we calculate an amount that is known as subscriptions that has to be shown into the income and expenditure account. So let us start with the basic meaning first. So let us start with the basic meaning. So what do we mean by subscriptions in a general sense, or I can say literally? Subscriptions are the periodical payment, or I can say periodic payments received by organizations. It is revenue receipts. Okay, so basically subscriptions, as I have told you, that for non-for-profit organizations, right, NPOs, so how they gather or how they arrange the funds, because every organization, even it is working for non for profit, but it also needs fund. So how do these kind of organization work on? I must say that how these organization are arranging funds for operation. So the answer is very simple. As I have told you in last lecture also, there are members to these kind of organizations who pay fees, or I can say subscription fees, and from there they manage their daily affairs of the business, or I must say the daily affairs of the organization. So basically subscriptions are the main income of the organization, or I can say it is not the income, but we must say it is a revenue for the organization, right? So it is a main source of fund for an organization working for not for profit. Okay, so it is a periodical payment. What do we mean by periodical payment? It means that it has to be paid after a period of specific time, right? Specific time. One more thing I have to tell you here is subscription can be of two types. Subscription can be of two type. So subscription can be of two type means, see, there is a subscription called lifetime membership fees. So there might be some members who are paying lifetime member or lifetime subscription fees, or there might be some members who are paying membership fees annually or after a certain period of time. So these are two type of subscriptions. So this is one time payment received by the organization, and this is the basically periodical payment. So we will be talking about this because the treatment of this is too easy. Whenever we receive these kind of subscriptions, we will record into income and expenditure account. We will see this also in practical sums, but basically that is asked, what is asked in examination is about this, because if you are receiving one time payment only, the basically the treatment of such payment is so simple for the organization. But if you are receiving the payment for, or I can say after a specific period of time, or I must say periodical payments if you are receiving, then the treatment becomes quite different. Okay, so it is a periodical payment received by the organization, and it is revenue receipt and not the capital receipts. As we have learned in our last lecture, that in income and expenditure account we only record revenue receipts and not capital receipts. However, in receipt and payment account we record both. So basically in this account we have to only record revenue receipts, and that is why we are recording subscription into this account. Now let's talk about what is the treatment of subscriptions, because it is a special item. As I have considered it as special item, there is a working behind the calculation of particular amount for subscriptions. So what is the treatment for subscriptions? If we have successfully calculated subscription, let's say as 50,000, I will tell you that how to get this amount, what is the working note behind this to calculate this amount. But after calculating this amount, we have a treatment, or I must say that where do we show subscriptions, or where does this subscription amount reflect in the financial statements? So the amount is reflected into two statements named as income and expenditure account and balance sheet, right? So in income and expenditure account we record it as income, as I have mentioned it here also, it is a revenue receipt, and it is credited to income and expenditure account. As we know, income and expenditure account is alike profit and loss account, because it is a non-profit organization. That is why we cannot call it profit and loss account, because it is not working for profit. That is why we are considering it income and expenditure account. We will show it to the credit side, which is none other than income side. And also in balance sheet, see, there are two possibilities for subscriptions. It can be a subscription received in advance. So there are some members who pay their subscription fees in advance, and there are some members who does not pay subscription fees on time, and it becomes outstanding. So for these two terms we have separate treatment. So if you have received subscription in advance, then it will be considered as liability and will be shown as liability side in the balance sheet. But if you have not yet received, but the time has came for the subscription payment, the periodical payment, then it becomes outstanding and it will be shown on asset side. Take a gap here, because in sole proprietorship business we have learned that outstanding is shown as liability side and advance is shown as asset side. But here we are seeing that advance is showing onto liability side and outstanding is showing onto asset side. So basically it is an NPO, and we are talking about receiving the payments. So if we have not received the payment yet, but the date has due for the members to pay the subscription fees, right? So it becomes for us an asset. So what do we mean by asset? Asset means right to receive payment, basically right to receive payment from someone. So you have got the right because the date has been came or has been come to receive the payment, to receive the subscription from the members, but they have not paid, it is outstanding. So it becomes asset for the NPO because it has a right to receive the payment. Okay, now similarly, if I talk about the advance portion, so if the members has paid advance to NPO, it becomes ultimately the liability because now you have already received the advance membership fee, or I can say subscription from the members. Now you have a liability to serve them. That is why it is shown as liability. Okay, so now you have got the point why advance is shown into liability and why outstanding is shown to basically asset side. Okay, so now let's move on. I hope you have got what is the treatment for the special item subscription in the financial statements. So now let's move on. Now this is the main and the important part of for this item. So basically for calculating the amount, we have two kind of ways available. So in accounting, basically everything has two ways, right? So we have this way and we have this way also. So in first way, we will see we will be preparing only a statement and not an account. With the help of statement, we will be calculating the amount of subscriptions that will be shown into income and expenditure account, option number 1. In option number 2, we will be seeing that we can calculate the same amount with the help of an account also named as subscription account. So in your study materials, both the methods has been used respectively, but you must know both the methods. Specifically in examinations, it can ask you to go with this method or this method, right? So you must know both the methods. It might possible that in your study material the questions are solved by either this or this, but you must know both the methods. So let's go. So this is the very first method, statement showing calculation for subscriptions, and this is the second method. So we will go first with the first method. So here we go with the first method. So it is a statement, not an account. It is a statement, not an account. So firstly you have to prepare a format like this. You have to uh, basically make lines. I have not created lines in my notes. You can get these notes also. Just let me know in the comment section, or you can directly message me for these kind of notes, right? So total subscription received, firstly we have to write total subscription received during the year related to any year. So basically what happens, suppose you have received 10,000 as subscription, but from this 10,000, or I can say from this amount 5,000 relates to last year and 2000 relates to future year, means advance. This is outstanding payment and this is advance payment, and only 3000 relates to current year. So you have to write, so whether you have to write 5000, 2000 or 3000. So this question arises in your mind, but the simple answer to that is you have to write 10,000. Okay, I hope you have got the point from here. Now subscription, you have to deduct subscription outstanding at the beginning. So subscriptions outstanding can be, outstanding subscriptions can be of two type, outstanding at beginning and outstanding at end. So what does it mean by outstanding at beginning and outstanding at end? So basically outstanding at beginning means the outstanding balance of previous year. Let me explain it to you. Suppose in 2015-16 you have closed your books with an outstanding balance of subscription with 2000. Now when you come to 16-17, so this was at the end of the previous year, but at the beginning you will pass a transfer entry for this amount, which will ultimately transfer this outstanding amount in this year. So in this year this outstanding will become beginning outstanding at beginning with 2000, right? And similarly this happens with at the end also. So in 16-17 current year, basically you will have an outstanding at end also. Okay, so we will have to deduct subscription outstanding at beginning only. So we can say, or there might be a trick in the question that it cannot, or basically we can say it will give you the outstanding at end but for previous year. So this is the two and the same things, whether you can say it outstanding at the end of previous year or you can say outstanding at the beginning of current year. This is the same thing, not different. Okay, now you have deducted this amount here. Now you have to deduct advance received during the year relates to any financial year or any future year, you can say advance received during the year. So you have to deduct outstanding, you have to deduct advance, right? Now you have to add subscription at the end. So basically it goes in reciprocation, or I can say inversely. So first of all you have to minus outstanding at beginning, then you have to add outstanding at end. Same applies to advance, but reciprocally, means you have to less advance at the end but you have to add advance at the beginning. So basically why do we do so, these things, what is the logic behind this? So as we have studied the financial statement of a sole proprietorship, so there also we have learned the terms outstanding and advance, but let me remind you again for such treatments. So outstanding at the beginning means it is the balance relates to previous year and not the current year. As the income and expenditure account works upon accrual basis, it considers only the items which are related to current year. So at the end means these outstanding are related to current year only. So you will be adding this term. So basically what happened here, see, ultimately what happened, suppose you have transferred from last year you have transferred 2000 as outstanding, and during the year outstanding, basically outstanding has increased by 1k. So what is the outstanding balance at the end? So this was at the beginning and this was at the end, but actual concept says you have to take only the items that are relating to current year and not for the previous year. So how do we calculate or how do we consider such amount? So firstly you have to write the outstanding balance at the beginning, then this will be deducted and this will be added. So ultimately you are affecting 1k only that has been incurred in the current year itself. You got my point or not? So sir, why do we write these two? Can't we write this finally and basically directly? So there is a term known as presentation. You must present everything and you must be able to show the fair and the true values of the business. So to show, so you have to write these two amounts to effect ultimately this. You cannot directly put 1k over the statements. Now subscription is received in advance at the end of the current year, and then we will got the final amount as subscriptions to be shown in income and expenditure account, right? So this is the statement part. So through statement we can do the things like this. Okay, many students think that statement is easier than the account, but and they leave the account portion, they leave basically the subscription account portion, and they do not get how to prepare subscription account. Even though I feel that subscription account is more professional and easy as well, just you have to focus on to that concept. So please learn both the concept, because question can ask you anything specifically also, right? So in MCQs also they ask you calculate the amount that will be shown into income and expenditure account. And specifically if I talk about CMA Inter and CMA basically foundation, so they ask about in MCQ that how can, what will be the amount will be transferred, that will be transferred into income and expenditure account. You can see these kind of questions also in CA foundation. And if you are a student of 12th class and watching this video, you can also find in MCQs these kind of questions, but at a lower level. Do not worry, this lecture also applies to you also. Okay, so let's get started more to subscription account now. So we have seen the first method, now we are moving up to second method. So we have second method here. Let me prepare a format for you so that you do not get confused, because I do not like to make bars in accounting basically. That is why many of times my marks were deducted, but I stick to that mistake only. It is inherent. I, I am working on to this problem, but soon it will be removed, right? So see, firstly you have to write balance BD here. This is also work as statement, this is also working as statement, or this is basically working on the same mechanism on which the statement is working, but in a different way. The presentation is different. So you have to write or you can see there are two balance BDs here, balance BD, and you can see balance BD here as well. You can see two CDs as well, CD here also and CD here also. So basically what you are saying is real. If you are saying that it is wrong, that in one account there cannot be two BDs, right? So there cannot be two brought down balances, but it can be possible in NPO. Anything is possible in NPO. First of all you have to write to balance BD, and in balance BD what do we mean? Outstanding at the beginning. So you have to start the account with the outstanding in the beginning amount. Then you will have to write. So basically this will be the your final answer. You have to calculate this amount only. So first of all you have to start with this. Let me change the color of the marker so that you can get my points. So you have to first of all write this one, then you have to write this balance BD. So you will have to start with balance BD itself. First of all you have to write outstanding at the beginning, then you have to write advance at the beginning. So as we were doing in the statement itself, we were deducting outstanding at the beginning but adding outstanding at the end, and in same manner we were doing with advance. So the same procedure is being done here, but in the form of an account. So balance BD of advance at the beginning you have to write it here, because these are outstanding and advance are basically opposite items. That is why we are writing it as opposite sides. Then you have to write by cash. So the it is was the third one. Now you have to write the third one by cash account or bank account, whichever is applicable to your case. So we have here cash account or bank account. So you have to consider also the subscription received during the year. It is the third step for you. Then this will be your fourth step if the bad debt has occurred, if any of the members has not paid or has being initiated the basically actions that shows you that they will not be able to pay out your membership fee, then you have to consider the bad debts here, if any, right? Then you have to write, then you have, what do you have to write? At the fourth step you have to write balance CD outstanding at the end. Then you have to write balance CD of advance at the end. Then finally you will get it as balancing figure. So this was all about the treatment of subscriptions, or I can say special item number 1. We will also see the questions. Hope you have got all the points in the detail, that how can we adopt a statement to calculate a subscription account, and how can we consider subscription account itself to calculate the amount of subscription that will be shown into income and expenditure account. I personally refer, or I personally recommend you to go with subscription account itself, because it is more professional and it presents the things in a good way, right? So for today, let's end this up, and in the next lecture we will start with practical sums of this particular type. So now a small request, thank you for watching. First of all, thanks. And one request for you guys is to please do not forget to subscribe and share it with your friends who needs the videos, or your family member whosoever want this video and need this video. So bye bye and take care.